What's up, everybody? Welcome to TCA. My name's Christian.
Good morning. My name is Andy.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning.
Good
You're
morning.
looking awfully festive this morning.
I am a bit festive. We are a bit relaxed this morning.
Is there a reason? Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, so we're talking about AWFS this morning on TCA, which will explain our a little bit laid back attire this morning. Before we go into that, hey, we're live, everybody. So if you're tuning in on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. Our streams are up. Like I said, we're live on Facebook and we're also live on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Facebook followers, after you watch this video, go on over to YouTube and make sure you subscribe to our channel. A lot of good video content over there. So.
Right, that's where you're going to see the answers from the tool room, all of the maintenance tips, the short videos that we're putting together, the searchable content. Go over there and check that out. Lots of good stuff.
Yep, that's right. So, and actually, our subscriber base, our views, they're growing on YouTube, and you know, I think, Andy, it's because a lot of folks, they're so busy right now. They're ready to invest and they're ready to learn about what they need to invest in, and YouTube is a great platform to get your research done.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, and back to you were saying that things are growing. You know, people are busy, so we do seem to have lots of people that are going back and watching it after they get home from work, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Not as many people are watching it live. We appreciate those of you who are watching live. Many of you from around the world are watching live. Here in the U.S., you know, we're at work right now.
Yeah. So everyone watching. Welcome to TCA.
Welcome, Bodo from Long Beach,
California. Hey, Bodo, thanks for watching. And welcome to everybody else watching live or recorded. So this is TCA. This is what we do every Tuesday from Weinig Holz-Her USA. We come to you live, Andy and I do, from our showroom here, and we talk about what's going on. And this week we are talking all things AWFS, which we talked about that last week as well.
We talked about it a little bit last week because the announcement did come out last Monday that the show will go on, right? The show will be live and in person in Las Vegas in the new hall.
Yep.
So we're excited about that. It's going to be, I haven't been to the new hall. Obviously, we haven't been to Vegas in a while, but pictures of it, the renderings that we've seen, it looks like it's a beautiful facility.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we are gearing up for the show. If you haven't watched last week's TCA, and you're wondering what we're bringing equipment-wise to the show, go check it out because we spell out all of the new machines that we're bringing and that will be powered and making sawdust on the show floor. Yeah,
so many of the things, it is all new stuff. Some of the machines, the only show that it would have been seen at would have been at the last Ligna.
Right.
Some of the machines that we'll show have not been shown at a show.
At the show at all.
So this will be the first time that we'll make a splash with these machines at a show. This will be the only, because this is the only show for our industry that's happening this year in the world.
That's exactly right.
So we are excited to bring some new technology to our market first.
So we actually have a couple machines. I'm thinking about the Holz-Her Epicon, and I believe the new S50 Plus. That's the optimizing saw. We haven't even demoed those in our showroom.
Correct.
So if someone wants to see them first, it's going to be at Vegas.
Right.
Yeah. So
the S50 Plus would have been at Ligna in 19, but that was the very first one. That was, I guess, that was the prototype. So it has been in production now for a couple of years, and so we will show it for the first time here in the U.S.
In the U.S. So anyway, a lot of exciting stuff happening with our equipment and what we're bringing. What we're going to be making, yeah, just the actual technology that we're going to be showing off at the show. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention that we are also showing off all of our digital solutions in our booth. So this would be our Via Cockpit app, which is gaining a lot of traction here in the U.S. recently. A lot of folks are really embracing the quick view KPIs on their phone from Via Cockpit.
Well, it's the next thing. I mean, and it's not even.
Or it's this thing,
right? It's this thing. It's the current thing, right?
Yeah.
Our industry was slow to adopt this, but now it's being forced into. Our industry has to become more efficient, right?
Yeah,
we're really working on efficiencies, and trying to figure out where we can save money, where we need to focus our attention. So the Via Cockpit allows us to have a good snapshot of what's going on in the manufacturing. And now you can shift, you can pivot your focus to a specific area in your manufacturing facility based on the information you're gathering from that.
That's right. So we'll also be presenting and demonstrating our InVision software, MillVision, our dashboard suite, a whole host of digital solutions.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
The dashboard suite is something we're doing here in the U.S. Gives you a really quick glance from across the factory as to if a certain area in your manufacturing facility is running optimally. So we've got the VIA cockpit, which is more of a higher level overview of the entire facility. The dashboards are more of a specific view into a specific area of your factory. The InVision is how we're getting the information out to all the machines. We're showing a lot of the other side. We do show machinery. We think we have some great machinery, but we're going to show the other side of it as well, right? The digital business side,
the brains of it, right? Yeah, absolutely. So we're excited about that. Okay, so with all that said, though, today we wanted to take a little bit of time just to kind of give everyone a feel for how we're presenting all this in Las Vegas.
As much as we could, anyway. Right?
Yeah, as much as we could. We realized this year is this is a different year. Last year was a completely different year. As much as we want things to be back to normal, I'm not sure we'll ever grasp our normal again. So, new is the new normal, right? So we're doing things new, and we are going to have fun this year in Las Vegas at the AWFS show. We are going all out, Andy. We are going all out Hawaiian theme this year.
This is as close as either of us could actually get. Christian's much closer. He said, "Let's dress in Hawaiian shirts." I said, "I don't have one." So
and none of us were surprised. So so this is as close as we're gonna get on TCA. But man, we are making all the preparations. We will have Hawaiian giveaways, Hawaiian attire. We will even have a authentic Hawaiian performance in our booth the first day of the show.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, Tuesday morning at 10:30.
If you're planning to come to the show, make sure to stop by our booth. What time do the doors open? 9 o'clock.
Oh, I think it's probably 9 o'clock. I bet you it's 9 o'clock.
And so 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 10:30. Yeah.
It gives you time to get in, get you a cup of coffee, and head over to see the authentic presentation.
Yeah, so we're doing an authentic Hawaiian hula presentation. We're doing photos afterwards. It's just going to be a whole lot of fun over at the booth. And so we've embraced this theme partially because we know that when you come to one of these shows, you're coming to do your research, but you're also coming because you want to have an enjoyable time.
Well, especially this year. We haven't had a show in a couple of years.
The last thing we want to do is be all stuffy.
We don't want to be all stuffy, right?
Suits and everything.
Let's not make it about that. Let's make it. We want to show you the new technology. We want to help your business grow. We want to help your business be more efficient. But we also want to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's what we're going to try to achieve in Las Vegas this year. So AWFS, if you guys are watching out there and you're a little bit confused about what that is or if it's happening, yeah, AWFS is the woodworking show. It happens every other year, and it's in July of this year, July 20th through 23rd. That's Tuesday through Friday, and it happens at the Las Vegas Convention Center. This year it's in the new hall, the West Hall, which we're all very excited about.
We're excited about the new hotel that has a tunnel leading into the new hall.
I don't think the tunnel's going to be built yet.
Oh, no, is it not?
I think they're running a little bit behind.
We'll have to walk outside.
We will. I know. That was just a deal breaker for Andy. Just a deal breaker, huh?
Yeah, well, I guess it's not a deal breaker. It certainly changes I may be sweaty when I get to the booth.
Yo, so anyway, here's the deal. So if you're watching this video and you are going to Las Vegas, give us a shout. Drop something in the comments. Let us know that you're going to be out there, and also stop by the booth. We'd love to meet you. We will be live streaming from the booth.
Live stream. We'd love to sit down with some of you.
Absolutely.
And live stream a little bit. Our most successful TCAs or our most successful streams have been when we've interviewed you guys and
at their locations, right? Not in this showroom,
right? Not
but
here,
actually
but
in
we
shops.
talk in your location about what you're seeing, how you've been getting through the last year and a half. the new things you're doing, the things that you've continued to press forward and continue to do. And so we'd love to do more of that. We hope to do a lot of that during the week at AWFS.
That's right.
We will have the camera set up in the booth, and we'll be ready to do that. We'll also show some live presentations of machines in the booth, because we know that we're hearing some of the people from the East Coast may not travel all the way to Las Vegas. So if you want to see what's going on in the booth, we're going to be prepared to show you, give you a little more of a virtual experience in the booth.
Yep. So we will be live streaming discussions, interviews, demonstrations. But man, we would love to see you face to face. We really would, and we're excited about it. It's going to be a great show. So one thing, Andy, that we want to mention is next week on TCA. We're going to still talk about AWFS because
3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks in a row.
We're so excited to finally have a show.
We're that excited about it. But we're having a special guest next week.
We are.
Yeah. So you want to tell everybody who that is?
So Angelo Gangone, the Executive Vice President of AWFS, will be here with us. I don't know if we're going to be live, but we will show a presentation. We'll be live. And we'll show the interview.
Yep.
He's going to give us some information because there are still some questions. What's this going to look like? As the country is still coming back to something that looks like normal at different rates.
Right.
What's it looking like in Nevada? What's it looking like in Las Vegas? What would the show look like if we were to do it today versus if we do it when we do it in July? I think that if it were to happen today, it could still happen. It could still be in person, but things would look a little bit differently. But they're expecting to have some more things open, some new restrictions that have been lifted, and we're going to hear all about that. Of course, Angelo has been in constant contact with the convention center and with the city of Las Vegas, so he'll be able to give us the latest information to tell us what to expect.
I also think it'll be interesting to discuss with him kind of what his timeline looked like over the last 6 months, because I'm sure that it was touch and go for a little while.
Well, and he's had to prepare for a show that we've known really for a long time that it was going to happen.
Right.
But Las Vegas has been shut down entirely. So they haven't been working. There's no one. I mean, I'm not sure who he could tell us more about it, but I wonder, what has it been like to work with show services when they aren't working?
It'll be quite interesting. So we'll get the whole lowdown next week when we air that interview with Angelo, and he's a great guy, and he'll have some great insights. And I talked to him briefly just the other day, and let me tell you, he is excited. He is excited to have a show. And
I bet so. The world is watching. the woodworking world, anyway, at least. At a bare minimum, the woodworking world they're gonna be focused on Las Vegas in July, because again, it is the first show, and it's the only large show in the world this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's gonna be great. Like I said, we're going to have some fun with it. We're going to show off new technology, but we're also going to add a dynamic of fun. And it's going to be an enjoyable, an educational experience for everyone who comes by. So if you're coming to Las Vegas, stop by the booth. It's just going to be a great time. Check us out. We'll be live streaming. Jump on our live stream while you're there in the booth. That would be great. We'd love to have you.
Yep. Good morning, Lynn Sheffield, watching from Utah.
So Andy, so that's AWFS. We talked about the machines last week. We talked about how we're going to make this an enjoyable show for everyone that comes by this week, and we'll talk to Angelo next week. So obviously, we're excited about the show, but we're also excited about stuff that's happening in our industry right now, and things are continuing to stay busy would be an understatement.
Yeah, and that would be an understatement.
Right?
So we've been traveling around. We've made more of an effort to get out to not just traveling with the TCA and showing facilities, which has been fantastic. We would love to do more of that. Let us go if you want us to come by. But we've been going around just in different parts of the country, going to see customers, and talking with them, about what they're seeing.
Right.
Not only just what have you seen, what has the last year been like, but currently what's going on. And everybody in our industry is incredibly busy. And then you ask the question, what does their crystal ball look like? When's it going to stop? And no one has a good answer. Everyone has a different answer, actually. This year, I think the consensus is that this year is going to continue to be strong. Housing starts are still up. I was looking at actually last week, Kiplinger, which if you watch this much, Kiplinger is one that is a website that I started to reference months ago when housing started to show up on their radar, because Kiplinger is just simply essentially like a think tank that just looks to see what's driving the U.S. economy, what's driving the GDP. And so housing was a big discussion over the last year, and they showed back up talking about housing last week, and they were saying new starts are up 37%.
Really?
37%. Wow. Single family starts are up 15%. Home sales are up. You know, they're going back up. The existing home sales overall are a little bit down, and I think that across the country you understand why, right? There's not much inventory. But home sales are up because of all the new starts that have been going on every month. So people are buying homes. They are expecting the existing home sales to go up towards the end of the year, so the inventory will be filled, which that could slow down the new starts. We don't know. Again, there are some unknowns other than this year's going to continue to be strong, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, we are very excited about that. So with this year being strong, the other main thing that we've been hearing from shops that we've been talking to, from actual manufacturers, is the need for labor. Not just out in a production environment, but office staff, and sales, marketing. I mean, you name it. It's this need to fill positions. Now, with that need to fill positions, one thing that we hear from folks that we talk to, I would say obviously, but it comes, I guess, with the territory, is this need for automation. Mm-hmm. And that's where machinery like the catalog of Weinig Holz-Her comes into play. These machines, they automate processes that were many times filled by human beings.
Right. Yeah, and it's a continuing challenge. It's been a challenge for a while. It just hasn't been the same challenge that we have now, where we're so busy in our industry and there aren't a lot of people that are filling these positions that are open. So in order for our industry to keep going and to capitalize on a little bit of a boom in our industry, they're having to consider ways to automate, ways to do things with fewer people. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that's also, I think it's going to have another impact on us, because I think that automating our manufacturing processes in this industry is probably going to also ultimately make it more attractive for the people who are choosing to go into other industries right now, right?
So absolutely, and that's something that I've thought about for years. Coming into this industry as a younger person, because when I came into this industry, I was in my 20s, mm-hmm. and I started in a shop, and I have to say that one thing I think one of the only things that was not attractive about the industry to me was the fact that the actual machinery that I was using it had rust on it, right? Yeah. It was old. It was not up to date with the technology that then I would go home and use, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that does drive a sense of better recruitment, right? Yeah. To have not only better machines, but safer machines that embrace a user interface that resembles more of a PC or a phone, mm-hmm. than it does an old, controller switch, right? So those types of upgrades to a shop absolutely have an impact on both recruitment and retention.
I think at Vegas, I'd love to have someone come by that's seeing the impact from this. The people who have been over the last year or so automating, putting more sophisticated, for lack of a better term, more sophisticated processes into their manufacturing. And what is that looking like now? Are you attracting more people that want to be a part of that? I'd love to have somebody sit down and tell us how they're recruiting young people into our industry, how they're retaining those young people in our industry. So if you feel that you've done a pretty good job of that, come by and see us at Las Vegas. Let us know ahead of time, and we'd love to sit in the booth and have a conversation about that.
I really wonder, Andy, if young people who are interested in technology even really know who our industry is. And I'm sure that they do. And I'm not trying,
but our industry isn't over. I mean, it's not a huge industry.
Right. And I'm not trying, and I know there's a lot of professionals out there, you guys know who you are, that do a great job of training the younger generation in our industry. But man, I wish more people would consider the woodworking industry as a highly technological industry. Because sometimes it just doesn't have that perception.
Right.
But man, when you're around the machinery that you see here in the background, you definitely get that perception.
Yeah, and if you spend any time with our technicians, another reason to come by the booth, when you spend time with our technicians, just learning more about how these machines actually work and how you can get the most throughput, the most efficient production out of them, you start to really understand what goes into it.
Yeah, that's right. So actually, and let's touch on that. So another great reason to come by our Las Vegas booth is to meet all of our technicians. You guys probably know one or two of them because they've been to your shop.
Or they've been in the videos that we've done, the answers to the tool room.
Yep, absolutely. So they're going to be there. They're going to be running the machines. They're going to be answering questions. They're going to be talking to you about your processes, about your applications. You can ask them whatever. They're at your disposal. It will be great.
It'll be, instead of answers from the tool room, it'll be answers from the show floor.
Right. We had some walking around, but they get a little camera shy when we're live. So
they look at us before we go on and they say, "Are you recording? Are you live?"
So and then they don't
disappear.
Show up. Oh well. Yeah. What are you gonna do? So anyway, that's another great reason to come see us in Las Vegas. All right. So that's Las Vegas. That's some news about the industry. We got a busy week here at Weinig Holz-Her USA. One more thing I wanted to just let everybody know about as we draw closer to the show and as we draw this TCA to an end. Our TCAs, we may have some gaps in the next couple months for Tuesday. So we'll do our best to go every Tuesday at 9 a.m. But as we prepare for this show, it takes a lot of work.
Well, we're going to be traveling a little bit
There's going to be a lot of traveling going on in the next couple months. So we may have some gaps, but why I wanted to say that was we will be putting the live streams, the announcements for the live streams up on our Facebook page prior to the live stream. So be on the lookout for when we'll be live streaming over the next couple months. Like I said, we're going to try to come to you every Tuesday. There may be some weeks where we're just a bit too busy.
But that's not going to be next week because we will be live next week. We'll show the interview with Angelo Gangone. So again, you want to tune in for that so you can get the most. You've heard rumors about what the show is going to be like. Let's hear it from the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Let's hear it from Angelo and find out exactly what it is that we can expect when we show up in Las Vegas in July.
That's right. All right, so everyone, thanks for watching this week. This has been TCA. We have been live on Facebook and YouTube. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where we keep our entire video library. So go over there, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and
that's Weinig Holz-Her USA.
Yeah, Weinig Holz-Her USA. And I'm sure any of the other Weinig channels would appreciate your subscription as well. But make sure you subscribe to Weinig Holz-Her USA on YouTube. Other than that, we'll see you next week.
Very good.
Okay.